I will salute the winner. But if you want to turn yourself to a set of electoral bandits and hijack every opportunity that the people want for peaceful improvement of our lot, anyone who is skating and dancing around the issue of electronic transition definitely has shown you the first warning that they don't want free and fair election. Let me.
So this one. I will not let you talk. Hey, help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me, help me. So this one. I will not let you talk. Hey, help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me, help me.
You know why I had to play that, right? It's because somebody said, Enupo. You know, Adebayo was being very pragmatic, like he said. And people don't like anybody that talks like that. Because to them, people are always like, if the DSS grab him now, and all of that stuff. So, but he wants you to say that you, the victims of bad governance, the victims of manipulated elections, right? You are the ones who are supposed to say, if they cannot give us what we want, they should go. And Adebayo believes he's speaking for you, but typical Nigerians, oh, Benny, you're not speaking for me. Who be this one? That's what you start hearing. And I don't know if you have noticed that Peter Obi that you have right now is different from the Peter Obi that you had in 2023. If you have not been paying attention, I am calling your attention to it. Yeah, he is going to be more confrontational now than he was in your 2023 what have you. Or maybe that will be determined by how the ADC finally play this whole thing out. But to Kenneth Okonkwo, he believes that if by any means this part of this their electoral act is amended to suit what the people want and Tinubu signed it, at the level in Nigeria today, even if Tinubu is the only candidate, no opposition, Tinubu will still lose. How? Listen to him.
Discussing, because they know what they have already agreed on. So they will just be saying, I, in all this. They will not know that some evil has been done. Let me tell you something. Even if Tinubu comes out unopposed in 2027, he will fail. Because our constitution is clear. That even if you are the only person that came out, they will still ask Nigerians to vote whether yes or no, that you will. More people will vote no. How can you vote yes? No, let me tell you. Would there be any person that is sane that will transport himself under the new flight ticket cost of Tinubu? 500,000 naira to go to his village, to go to the cubicle, to vote for Tinubu? No, is it possible? Okay, without preempting things. The person cannot even travel through the land because he will be afraid that he will be terrorized, kidnapped, or killed. The person cannot travel through the air because he can't afford the air ticket. The person cannot travel through the sea because, one, river may not have reached his village, and even if he travels, he will die. Can't you? You're hearing about boats capsizing every day.
Especially in Niger State. But the problem,
so it is hopeless. And they now want to rig the election before it starts, and they are making a mess of the Electoral Act 2022. Let me tell you, without mandatory electronic transmission of results, there is no Electoral Act that encourages technology.
Okay.
And INEC itself, of course, you know, the only reason we are doing this is because everybody has lost confidence in INEC. In that Supreme Court judgment, Justice Inyango Koro, Justice of the Supreme Court, as he still is, he said, truth be told, that the non-transmission of the election results into the INEC Rev portal in real time, electronically, reduced the confidence of the people in the election. And so what it means is that even the Supreme Court has understood that people lost confidence in that election because this was not electronically transmitted. And there is a Senate president, because the legislature is the foundation of democracy, is the gatekeeper of democracy. The reason America is still standing today is because of the legislature that has refused to be compromised. And you have a Senate president who wants to rig election, who wants to manipulate election by Supreme Court's own submission, who wants Nigerians to lose confidence in the election. Because the Supreme Court has told you that the best way to make sure that the people have confidence in the election is immediately you finish in the polling unit, let them see their result in their own phone. And let me tell you, when people are debating, the legislature should better have an interpretative clause to every word they use. I told you that, in my own opinion, there were substantial provisions that made it mandatory for INEC to transfer and transmit. Section 62, good. Section 62, verse 2. Section 62, subsection 2. Is very clear. He said, INEC shall compile, maintain, and update on a continuous basis a register of election results, to be known as National Electronic Register of Election Results, which shall be a distinct database and a repository of polling unit by polling unit results, including collated results of any election organized by INEC. And they should maintain the electronic copy at their headquarters. What else do you need?
That's what the law says. Even
Section 62. Now, the Supreme Court now picked Section 62(1) and said this represents the manual transfer. And Section 62(2), which is the completion of the electronic transfer, you said no, it is post-election process. No. The interpretative canon of the law is that you interpret a section jointly, holistically, politically, not taking one subsection. One section is one section. So if the Supreme Court took 62(1), they must take 62(2) to complete the hybrid nature. That is actually the collation system they're talking about. 62(2). And they said on a continuous basis. Do you know what that means? Immediately you finish the election, transmit the polling unit, and each collation you finish, you transmit. So each level of collation is using discussing.
I think na statistic we go chop. A lie with arithmetic that never, no Indian can solve it.
That is the man that you think is interested in your statistics or interested in logic. Like I told you, everything is intentional. Nothing happens by accident or coincidence or by mistake. No, even their mistake is intentional. Just so you understand the people you are dealing with. So a quick reminder, just a quick break, because that's the big favor you can do for me on Mayegu's Diary Political, that you are here this long. Take a moment and like the broadcast. Please. Thank you. So now let's take it a bit further, because we're going to have pretty much a long night this evening. So here is the guy that Akwabiole indirectly referred to as somebody abusing him online, sitting on panels here and there. Meanwhile, their opinions are just suggestive. They are not mandatory. So therefore, it's nothing. But the guy is here after that statement.
But what you do about those vulnerabilities is you institute mechanisms that limit the extent of vulnerability. So you prevent any form of attack, because there is no system in the world that is insulated from penetration. So let's get that clear. But in this particular instance, what the political class seem to be scared of is the power that electronic transmission of results has. What does it do? it enhances the transparency of the process. It also ensures it has a deterrent effect, because at the lowest and perhaps the weakest link of our entire results management process is at the collation level. That is where results are manipulated. And what INEC did by introducing electronic transmission, whether it's IREV, is the fact that after voting at the polling unit, collect the results, enter the results on the result sheets, and then upload it, on a portal defined by INEC. That way, it enhances accessibility, so that when it goes to the collation center, everyone already sees the result. So if the collation officer is strategies of electronic transmission of results, it worked in Nasarawa, it worked in Zamfara, it worked in Abia. There are lots of elections where this particular mode of deepen the integrity of the process. And I think that
but they know what they are doing. The manipulation part is something that they want to keep in their control. They can't lose control of that. And that's the bone of contention. Talking about contention, yeah, we are going to go to Rivers State. Over the weekend, when Wike was busy, okay, and this time to continue to try to convince Kalu that he doesn't need Fubara. If you have been following this Rivers State madness in the last month, but in the recent weeks, you will realize that with Wike's move is to not only to rejig his base, it is also to put them in the strategic positions as the only source that is reliable for Tinubu's second term campaign. And in the process, he would then have to take care of himself by at least choosing those he considered as his own loyalists that would then run for offices as designed by him, like in that control. So I've been seeing that, okay, so this past weekend, he is kind of like back at it. So they opened a new radio station in Rivers State, and I think it is called Renewed Hope Radio, FM radio. The job, let me give you an idea, if you are from Rivers State watching this broadcast. So the idea behind the radio is to ensure that they control the narrative, more or less like a propaganda platform. But a lot of you are going to be so attracted to it because it's going to be where they are going to be paying hospital bills, school fees, free cash winnings, maybe even win cars, something that will get a lot of you to have to listen to them. And of course, you have to be fed with the junk software with the Wike. So here, the Renewed Hope Radio. Because Wike is now passing the message to Kalu that he doesn't need Fubara. Fubara doesn't have any structure. He doesn't have any control of anything. So they should leave everything to him. That's the way I see it. But I don't know how you see it or you will see it. Here, Fubara's, where Wike's radio station for Tinubu in Rivers State. I think they call it a Renewed Hope radio station.
I receive messages from all over the 6,866 units of Rivers State. We are ready for this job. We are ready for 2027. You don't to start over again. Allow the press to come in now. Allow the press. Press. Hello. You actually see this is the state of art studio. I made my comparison. There's nothing like this in the state. And from here you can conduct various interviews. This is not only the studio, that's a second one at the other end. And we have a unit for maintenance. This is a complete studio. We transmitted from here at the point. And when we finished the activities, we felt there was no need to continue. So, for in terms of communication, we are ready. And this place is there to help us. This is.
Let's just
Nothing like it around.
Let's move on.
Chief. 7 of elders. Chief, you can see you from the other mic.
It's tinted.
I can come here catching job.
Give us news.
It's funny.
They know what's going on in the country.
Your Excellency.
I feel like they're just mocking Nigerians in that sense. Majority FM, Port Harcourt. So like I told you, that's the job, is to tell everybody that Tinubu is this and that and all of that. But we'll see how that goes. So with a Wike, then went on to a gathering, of course, where he would deliver his regular speech, most of it to send out what is called a dog whistle, right? So here, with a Wike's message to call, while he continued to remind his followers that they are going to be all right too, if they do what he's asking them, But here, why Tinubu won't need Fubara? Because he's got everything under control.
I have said before that Rivers State is a no-go area. And I want to repeat that this place is totally for Tinubu. When they fear you, when they fear you, when they fear you, I am so wicked that they fear you. Mr. Coordinator, you have mobilized and made sure that the 22 local government coordinators and the central coordinators were inaugurated. That day, Nigerians all over the world watched that indeed Rivers State is a no-go area. Today, you have also invited us to commission some vehicles that the headquarters of the Secretariat will use and to commission the Secretariat itself. This is the first of its kind in any part of the country. I challenge anybody, let us come to Rivers State and learn. Our commitment is not by mouth. Our commitment is not by newspaper. Our commitment is show that yes, indeed, you are working for the President Ahmed Tinubu. We don't need to have a governor to mobilize for Mr. President. We don't need it. We have what it takes to be on our own. There's no governor amongst us here. Only we have senators, assembly people, council chairmen, National Assembly members, party chairman of APC and PDP. We have mobilized ourselves to make commitments, to donate, because we believe that if you say you are supporting somebody, you don't need for the person to come and bring his resources. You have to make commitment. And this is what our leaders have done. Let me once again thank all of you for your commitment.
Bola Tinubu, now he be the solution for Nigeria. Bola Tinubu.
Let me tell you, you are the envy of every other state. As they are watching us over